Hi, I'm Mickey Caskey. Welcome to Building a Writing Practice. I'm a writing coach and a longtime student of scholarly writing. I believe that writing practice helps us grow as writers. I call it a writing practice because writers practice writing. In fact, I'm all about practice. Are you ready? Let's get started. Today's mini workshop focuses on organizational structures for your writing. The goals of the mini workshop include an overarching goal, building your writing practice, and a specific goal, improving the organizational structure of your writing. To work toward these goals, I emphasize the use of strategies to organize your thinking and writing, as well as signposts to structure and smooth your writing. To build your writing practice involves three parts: your intention, perspective, and expectation. The intention of writing is to communicate your ideas, your thinking clearly and logically. In other words, making your thinking visible to the reader. The perspective adopted by many scholarly disciplines, including education, is APA style. In education, we use the 7th edition of the Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association. Keep this manual handy so you can refer to it often. A third critical part, expectation, is that writing is effective, that it has value, and is useful. Next, let's look at the specific goal of improving your organizational structure. I agree with APA, which asserted, in scholarly writing, sound organizational structure is the key to clear, precise, and logical communication. Organizational structure includes the paper's format, whether it's an article, chapter, essay, and the length of the paper, the number of words or pages. It also includes the logical arrangement of ideas within the paragraphs and sentences. It also includes the correct use of punctuation, periods, commas, semicolons, em dashes, as well as the use of headings and transitions. In this session, we focus on the logical arrangement of ideas and the use of headings and transitions. To reach the specific goal of improving an organizational structure, we will explore three strategies. First, we look at outlines and reverse outlines, keeping in mind that outlining is writing, not a prelude to real writing. Second, we look at a concept map, which is a visual way of organizing key ideas and their relationships. It's a visual outline. And third, we look at using key sentences. A key sentence announces the topic of a paragraph without trying to prove a point. The first strategy, using outlines, is essential for scholarly writing. Outlining is part of a writing practice. In school, you may have learned to use Roman numerals for outlining content, which you can continue to use. Others use bullet points to outline content. As you can see in these two examples, the topics and organization are the same, only the format varies. So if you get stuck using the Roman numeral format, try another format. Remember that outlining is part of a writing practice. A clear outline can keep you on topic as a writer. Another way to outline is using a reverse outline. A reverse outline is an after-the-fact outline. You can create reverse outlines from your written draft to check the organization of your writing. As you can see in this example, the writer notes the topics in the right margin of their paper. Then he begins listing the topics on a separate page. After working through the draft, you review the topic list, known as the reverse outline, to check the organization of your topics. In some cases, you will want to reorganize topics for clarity. In this example, the topic of environmental literacy could be moved to precede teachers' environmental literacy. This change in organization could make it easier for the reader to understand how the writer defines environmental literacy. A visual strategy for organizing the content is using a concept map. In this example, the main topic is environmental education issues. As you can see, the writer identifies the subtopics or themes as well as supporting details. A concept map is just like an outline. It will help you, as the writer, to stay on topic. A third strategy to improve organizational structure is using key sentences. You can use key sentences in two ways. First, you start from an outline or concept map. You write a key sentence for each paragraph. Then you list key sentences to check the organization of the paper. A second way you could use key sentences is after you write a paper. You highlight the key sentence in each paragraph. Then you revise the key sentences as needed to clarify the topic. Let's look at two examples of these two ways to use key sentences. In this first example, the writer wrote and listed the key sentences for the introduction of his paper. By reviewing the list of key sentences, he could check the logical flow of the topics. In this example, the writer also noted where he needed to insert citations. In this second example, the writer highlighted key sentences. He used a key sentence to describe and announce the topic of the paragraph. Please note how the sentences include key words which align with or support the key sentence. I encourage you to try both ways of using key sentences because key sentences can improve the organizational structure of your writing. In addition to strategies such as outlining, concept mapping, and writing key sentences to organize your thinking and writing, you can use signposts. Signposts include headings and transitions to structure and smooth the flow of your writing, and they make the writing more accessible to the reader. First, let's take a look at headings. Headings serve as signals that identify the content of a section. Your goal as a writer is to write descriptive and concise headings. Naturally, you need to refer to the APA manual as a guide for formatting and using headings. While APA includes 5 heading levels, most writers find they only need to use 2 or 3 levels in their writing. Importantly, you can develop headings from your outline. You would start each section with the highest level heading, and then use other heading levels as needed. Remember, the headings need to align with your outline, which is another reason for you to develop a solid outline as part of your writing practice. Let's look at a heading level. For this section, the writer used a level 2 heading, Childhood Influences on Beliefs about Education. We can tell that this section introduces a subtopic rather than the main topic, which would need a level 1 heading. Please notice that her heading is descriptive and concise, and it signals the content of the paragraph. Plus, as you can see, the writer used keywords in the heading and in the paragraph. Next, let's look at transitions. Transitions, transitional words and phrases, are critical in scholarly writing. They help to improve the continuity and flow of your writing, though it's important not to overuse these transitional words and phrases. Here are 4 common types of transitions: addition, contrast, cause-effect, and time sequence. As you can see in this table, I listed examples of transitional words or phrases for each type of transition. First, to add an idea or thought in writing, a writer could use furthermore or including. To clarify a point, a writer could use for example, or in other words. Second, to contrast a point, the writer could use however, or on the other hand. Third, to show a cause and effect relationship, a writer could insert because, or as a result. And fourth, to indicate time or a sequence, a writer could use words like next, or phrases like to conclude. Let's take a look at examples of how a writer used transitional words and phrases in her paper. In the first example, the writer used an addition transition. She used the word furthermore to signal the addition of information. In the second example, she used a time sequence transition. She used the words first, second, third to report her key points. In the final example, the writer used a contrast transition. She wrote, on the other hand, to signal a contrasting position. In each example, she used transitions effectively to connect her ideas and to improve the flow of her writing. You too can use transitional words and phrases to connect your ideas and improve the flow of your writing. The overall aim of this mini workshop was to build your writing practice. To reach this aim, we focused on the organizational structures of writing. Specifically, we looked at how to use strategies to organize your thinking and writing, including outlines, reverse outlines, concept maps, and key sentences. We also looked at how to use signposts, headings, and transitions to smooth the structure of your writing. Now it's up to you to build your writing practice. For scholarly writing, please remember to refer to your essential resource, the APA Publication Manual. If you want more information on concept mapping or reverse outlining, you can also check out these sites. Thank you to all the scholars whose works I tapped to bring you this mini workshop. Thank you for watching. This is Mickey Caskey saying, remember, it's all about practice.